See that? It's the ocean. It's full of salt water. It's also full of a lot of other things. And they're alive. Dive! Dive! Dive!
Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Inertia is a property of matter.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
T minus 7 seconds.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Brought to you by Plankton, the most abundant life form on Earth.
The ocean is teeming, bulging, almost overflowing with living things. There are tiny living things, big living things, and all sorts of living things in between. But all of the life in the ocean, everywhere, all over the world, depends on plants and animals that are smaller than you can see with just your eye. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. It's our seawater aquarium of science. And in here is about a ton of water, about a ton of ocean water. Now you can't see them unless you look very close here. Use a magnifier. But they're there. Look. Watch. See them? Tiny living things swimming around and eating each other. Now this mass of living things in the ocean is what scientists like to call plankton. Plankton. Now plankton is from an old word that means drifter. So plankton are tiny plants and animals that drift through the sea. Now, in a typical ton of seawater, you'll have about 20 grams of plankton. Right around this much. That doesn't seem like much. But if you had a swimming pool full of seawater and plankton, you could swim just one lap, just one lane, and have enough food to feed an animal as big as I am for a day. For a day. There's that much plankton in the sea. That's why there's so many living things and so many ecosystems in the sea. Because everywhere you go, there's food. That's why some of the world's very largest living things, whales, eat nothing but some of the world's very smallest living things. Plankton, 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 plankton. Everywhere in the sea, there's food.
Oh, great. Look at my shoes.
It's food. Plankton. Let's see.
As separate as the universe of the plankton seems, it is really part of a larger world. Plankton capture the sun's energy and transform it into food that fuels the marine biosphere. Without plankton, almost no ocean creature could exist.
When you breathe in air, you're breathing in oxygen given off by plants. That's true for animals that live on land, and it's true for animals that live in the ocean. But most of the plants and animals on Earth are smaller than you can see because they live in the sea. See? Anyway, we're talking about plankton, and there's two kinds of plankton. There's phytoplankton, and phyto is an old word that means plant. So phytoplankton are plant drifters.
Microscopic, single-celled plants floating freely in the water.
Then there's zooplankton, and zooplankton are the animal drifters. You know, you go to the zoo to see animals, well, that's zooplankton.
Zooplankton depend for their survival upon phytoplankton.
But here's the thing. The zooplankton depend on the phytoplankton for oxygen, but so do we. Without phytoplankton in the sea, we wouldn't have enough oxygen to breathe. See? It's plankton, phyto and zooplankton.
They are the cornerstone of the food chain and the major supplier of oxygen to the earth.
Something's cooking under the sea, a yummy mix of veggies.
From Seaside Soups, now you too can eat the most popular seafood on the planet, plankton. So delicious, so nutritious. You'll find yourself saying,
Pass the plankton, please.
Pass the plankton, please.
Some whales eat thousands of tiny plankton a day, and they don't even have teeth. They filter their food out of the water using baleen, thin plates, kind of like fingernails, that hang from the roof of their mouths. Sprinkle some pepper into a bowl of water. First, try to get the pepper out using your hand. Got a little bit. Now drag a comb through the bowl. Got a little bit more. Now use a fine bristled toothbrush. Look at all the pepper. That's the same way baleen works. It traps the food inside the whale's mouth and filters out all the water. Cool, yeah?
The ocean is full of tiny shrimp-like plankton called krill. Now, the very largest animals on Earth, blue whales, eat almost nothing but krill. Blue whales don't have any teeth. Instead, they have long plates of something called baleen, and they strain seawater through the plates to get to the krill, kind of like straining macaroni through a colander. Now, whales have to strain thousands of tons of seawater every day just to get a few kilograms of krill, but it adds up. In a typical day, a blue whale will eat the equivalent of about 16,000 plates of macaroni. And that's every day. That's a lot of krill. That would be a lot of macaroni. Oh, man. Oh, stuff's not good with seawater. Oh, man. Oh.
These minute plants drift about on the currents and are so small they can only be seen through a microscope. But the diatoms, single-celled, only 25 microns in diameter, are nevertheless the basic food supply of the sea. On these tiny plants feed the zooplankton, minute animals like the copepod. The zooplankton consists of a myriad of microscopic animals, tiny squid, the larvae of the sea urchins and crabs, a whole world of small animals, and all of them feed on the diatoms and each other. The zooplankton, in turn, are the food of the smaller fish, and these food chains continue inexorably. For in the sea, virtually every free-swimming animal lives off a creature smaller than itself.
Most of the living things in the sea are tiny plants called diatoms. Hang on. Most of the plants in the sea, right here. Plants, yeah. There. Can you see them? Diatoms are phytoplankton, plant drifters. And like any plant, they take carbon dioxide and energy from sunlight and give off oxygen. Now, since they need sunlight, they live near the surface. So the oxygen they give off ends up in the atmosphere. In fact, much of the oxygen that you and I breathe is made by diatoms out in the ocean. Isn't that wild? I mean, they're so tiny and we're so big. Millions and millions of tons of diatoms making millions of tons of oxygen for us to breathe. It's hard to imagine. I'm gonna try, though.
Bill.
The flow of food energy begins with phytoplankton. They are eaten by zooplankton, which are eaten by small fish, which are, in turn, eaten by larger fish, and so on. But in addition, there are also other small food chains that involve bacteria, protozoa, fish eggs, and even whales. All of these chains interconnect to form a complex web, a food web. The dependence of the organisms in the marine web means that a change to any one member will affect the whole web.
Plankton is a mass of living things in the sea. But what do you call just one living thing in the plankton? You call it a member of the plankton? Well, some scientists like to use the word drifter. Plankter. Well, some scientists like to use the word plankter. So a plankter is one living thing in the plankton. Now, plankters are drifters. They drift. The plankton drifts. See, they're drifting
male may grow over 30 meters and weigh as much as 2,000 kids. The male, not female, seahorse carries the eggs and gives birth to the babies. Over 1 billion years ago, the first plankton started putting oxygen into the atmosphere, making life possible for dinosaurs, woolly mammoths, and people.
Well, now you know!
Hello?
I'm floating over a forest. A forest in the sea. Let's take a look. See, down there are large meadows of stuff like this. This is eelgrass. And this is where the ocean food web starts. See, stuff like this grass gets its energy from the sun. It's a plant. It grows. And eventually it'll break down and be eaten by tiny plankton, which get eaten by slightly larger plankton, like copepods.
What?
Copepods.
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 Microcrustaceans.
Copepods.
The most abundant form of multicellular life on Earth.
And the copepods become dinner for even bigger things, and then they get eaten by bigger things yet. See, so the whole ocean food web starts with things like this eelgrass. That's why they're copepods. I love copepods. I'm cuckoo for copepods. Cuckoo for copepods.
Bill.
Cuckoo for copepods.
All life in the ocean depend on living things too small to see.
I can't understand what he's saying.
I think he's saying that coral reefs are sort of like an oasis in a desert, except it's underwater. I think.
Okay, underwater, okay. I can understand that.
But now I don't know what he's saying.
Directly or indirectly, every living thing in the ocean depends upon plankton. Hey, I know that guy.
When you look down into the ocean, you may notice that you can't see very deep. And if you're down there, you can hardly see anything at all. Please consider the following. Take a look at this. It's our water light absorption tube of science. And this water is like the ocean, and this bright light is like the sun. Now, up here near the surface, there's a lot of light. But as we go down, there's less and less light. That's because the water absorbs it. Now, if you're a living thing that needs light, let's say you're a tiny plant, a piece of plankton, where you're going to live where there's light. Now, if you're something that eats plankton or eats something that eats plankton, you're going to live there too. Now, this area where there's a lot of light is called the photic zone. In the real ocean, it's a couple hundred meters thick. Photic zone means zone of light. See, the zone of light is easy to see because down here it's dark. Boy, it's really getting dark, isn't it? It's spooky. Ooh. Well, thank you for joining me on Consider the Following.
Plankton do not live at all depths in the oceans. The phytoplankton, for example, gather in the sunlit surface waters in a layer called the euphotic zone. The zooplankton, on the other hand, avoid the light. They spend daytime gathered in the darkness of deep water, tens to hundreds of meters down. At dusk, the dense swarm of zooplankton swim to the surface to graze on the rich plant food. And before daybreak, they again descend, sinking back into the depths beyond the sunlight.
The creatures of the sea are engaged in a never-ending cycle of eating and being eaten, of being hunter and hunted, predator and prey.
And now, welcome back to the Swimming Gourmet.
Today I'm serving up a lovely kelp salad. Doesn't that look yummy?
Pass the plankton, please. Pass the plankton, please.
Look at these animals. Yeah, that's right, they're animals. They're alive. And they eat nothing but plankton. They're plumose anemones.
Anemone.
Anemone.
Anemones.
Anemone. Anemone.
Hominy.
This is a sea cucumber. Anemone.
Anemone.
Sea cucumber. Anemone.
Anemone.
Crab on sea cucumber. Anemone.
Anemone.
Anemones.
Anemone.
Now, all of these animals start out as tiny eggs, drifting around until they're big enough to settle down. Now, while they're drifting, they're part of the plankton. They're plankters. They're anemones.
Plankters.
Anemones.
Planktones.
Anemone is a very easy word if you speak Greek. Anemone means flower-like animal.
I'm almost getting it.
Amenity. Anemone. I mean, you got me doing it.
I'm sorry.
Anemone.
Anemone. News.
I'm Karen Montano, a park naturalist at Crandon Park in Miami. We're walking through the seagrass beds of Florida, the richest marine environment in the ocean. Basically 3 different types of seagrass. This is turtle grass. This is the most common type of seagrass, the kind that will go closest to the shore because it can take the most wave action. Manatee grass. Manatees love to eat it. Not real common is the shoal grass, which is a flat-bladed, very delicate grass. The seagrass is important between the land ecosystems and the sea ecosystems because it does act as a filter for the reefs, which are the ultimate end of this particular set of ecosystems. The queen conch is a sign of a really healthy grass bed. Sea star, lots of these in the seagrass beds. If you didn't have seagrass, there'd be no place for the babies, the juvenile fish, shrimp, crabs to live. So without the grass beds, you have no life left in the bay, essentially. This guy loves to live in the seagrass because he spends his whole life and uses his tail to wrap around a piece of seagrass. He floats upside down. He's a filter feeder, so he's actually sucking in the water and eating the microscopic particles that live in the water. And the sea cucumber crawls along the bottom, real slow, and sucks up sand. So when he's sucking up the sand, he's actually eating the microscopic particles that live in the sand, and then the sand comes out the other end. He's eating. He's eating a little fish.
Oh,
You see him?
Oh, yeah.
Porcupine pufferfish. Watch how he puffs up when I hold him in the water. Seagrass, it's important to the billions of creatures that live in it, but it's also important to all of us.
These are jellyfish. They have no eyes, no brain, no heart. They drift through the sea, eating other things that drift through the sea. Very large jellyfish can even eat small fish. They digest them with their tentacles. And their tentacles are really part of their intestines, which they keep on the outside of their bodies. But jellyfish aren't fish at all because they have no skeletons. They move by letting their bodies open and then close. Kind of like opening an umbrella and then closing it. Open, shut. Open and shut. See, jellyfish swim and eat as they drift. That's all they do. They drift. They drift. They drift.
A poem about plankton. You can't see plankton with just your eye. But without plankton, there would be no fish for us to fry.
Wow, man. Look at that. How big it is. I mean, just think of all the ecosystems that must be out there. I mean, there's ecosystems we don't even know about. I mean, it goes out farther than you can see. I mean, there's way more of this planet covered with ocean than there is with land. And the ocean is not a dump, but if we make pollution way over here on the land and it flows downhill into the ocean, well, we're headed for trouble because we're going to mess up the plankton. And the plankton are the key to almost every ecosystem out there. So if we mess up an ecosystem way down here at the bottom of the food pyramid, I mean, what do you think is going to happen to us? Way up here at the top, well, eventually it's going to catch up with us. That's right. So we have to be very careful what we do over here so we don't mess up stuff over there. Isn't it beautiful? Look how big it is. It's wild.
to the plankton. You cannot see it with your eyes, but it's there all under. Plankton's the source of ocean life. And the plankton's tiny people, it's smaller than a snail. But here's the weird thing, it's eaten by big whales. And that's right. Dig those delicious diatoms. Ow! You cannot see it with your eyes, but it's there all under. Plankton's the source of ocean life. Now you should remember, it's as light as a feather. A piece of plankton's no big deal, but all together, it's much heavier. Ow! Power to the plankton. You cannot see it with your eyes, but it's there all under. Plankton's the source of ocean life.
Well, that's our show. Thanks for watching. Excuse me, I've got some oceanic symbiotic relationships to check on. See ya!
Produced in association with the National Science Foundation.
But we have observed only a few of the amazing animals that live here. Perhaps you can take a trip to an ocean beach or read some of the fine books in the library and learn more of the interesting stories about beach and sea animals.
You know, the water that's very rich in plankton is quite cold. That's why I wear this balloon man suit. These animals are, all of these animals. You want to say anemones off the top? Sorry. Anemones. You know, if you speak Greek, anemone is really easy to say. Anemone. You got me doing it. Anemone. Look, you know, anemone. Amenity. I mean, anemone. Amenity. Anemone. Yeah.